Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of Xe and Miffed Fuck Shit Up! Today's episode is brought to you once again by Vanilla Porter. And now I need to tell. What happened last week, as you saw, as we started playing with our Journeyman battle boxes. I'm playing a Cygnar alt battle box, Nemo 1's alt battle box, and George is playing with his Convergence of Cyriss Christmas battle box. And if you watched last week, you know it took him all of 10 minutes to kill me. So, or watch last episode, I should say. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do it again. This time, of course, now I know what George's assassination vector is. And he already knows Nemo pretty darn well, so he sort of knows what kind of bag of tricks I have. But now I know a couple of his tricks, and I should be a little bit better prepared for it. So we'll see if he can kill me in the same level, the same quickness. Now the big thing about this is the reason why I feel like this is a good thing to play this a second time. Part of learning the strategy is to play casters over and over and over and over again. With George and Convergence of Cyriss, I think I've played every caster except this one.
No, except two.
Except for this one and another one. So I really had no clue what to expect. But the thing is, if I'm going to play in a tournament, or if I'm going to go do a league somewhere, I'm going to need to know this so that I'm ready for it. Not necessarily to tech it, but at least be prepared for it. He's going to know what he can do to me, and I need to know what I'm going to do, what he's going to do to me, so that I don't get into that situation a second time. So, George.
So, a couple of things. You'll notice that we're playing on a non-standard sized Warmachine table. This is a 2x2 table. I like it for playing battle box sized games, so battle box sort of 15 points-ish, because it allows us to get right to the combat without spending 3 turns slowly moving up the board. As soon as we get something infantry sized where our models can actually get away from each other, then we'll be going to a full-size board. But for right now, we're playing on a 2x2. Because it's a 2x2 board, we're doing corner deployment, and we're doing 7 inches from the corner. So I think it's time to roll off and see who goes first.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
So I get to choose whether I go first or second. Normally in this situation, we would say that I would say if I go first, that's cool. I get to go first, and he would get to choose which side of the board he's going to go. And we're playing in a pretty even board, so we're not going to bother with that. In this particular case, I think I will again choose to go second.
Okay. So I'll be going first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my dice at 7 inches for my deployment zone, so that I know where I can put my models.
Something that's actually pretty sweet about this board is being so small. This is actually a really easy board to set up at home for new players who want to learn. This allows you to have these really quick games like we're doing right now. I mean, as you can see, this is just a piece of styrofoam that's been, or what was an 8-foot piece of styrofoam you cut into 3
Yeah,
chunks?
they come in 4 by 2 foot lengths.
Yeah, so you can quick, they're really cheap. Cut into a few chunks, spray paint it down, and now you've got yourself a nice board. It's a great way to learn.
With foam, make sure you do not actually spray paint it. Use either just craft paints from the dollar store, or if you happen to have an airbrush, you can airbrush them. The problem with most spray paints is that when you spray them on foam, it melts them horribly.
See, I almost fucked that up for you all. It's
yeah.
Amazing.
Now you can actually. There are some spray cans that do not use horribly corrosive solvents, but the problem is that most of them are quite expensive artist cans. So if you're going on the cheap, you don't want to use spray paint.
Okay, I will do my setup. I just need to sort of know where my edge is. as you can see, looks like we're pretty much going with much the same setup we had last time. Except Nemo's standing way the fuck back this time!
Nemo has seen in his future panopticon what is going to happen, and he wants no part of it.
I need to paint the arcs on these.
And then you can get my arc marker back to me, and I can paint all my arcs.
Oh, yes, yes. We do need to do that, don't we?
Yes, I have a lot of unmarked arcs. So, we're going to start with the 7 focus on Aurora. And I have to decide what I want to allocate. I think I'm going to need to get up that board pretty quick because that defender cannon does not look like something I want to play with. So I am going to give 1 out to the Assimilator. The Assimilator, because its Convergence Jack, can induct focus. So as soon as I spend the focus to run at the beginning of my turn, I'll be able to induct it to the monitor. So I'm not going to give anything out to the monitor, and Aurora is going to sit on all the rest of her focus. So we'll start with the Assimilator. No surprise there. He's got a movement of 5, so he can run 10 inches. It's going to put him handily behind this house and out of that defender's way. He's going to induct that focus to the monitor. Next, Aurora is going to go. She has a 7-inch movement, so she is going to cower behind this house, unlike last game where she cowered behind the other house, and take her focus with her. She's going to sit on the rest of her focus. And again, I have forgotten her Field Marshal on the first turn. Aurora's Field Marshal is that she gets to she gives all of her jacks the ability to move 2 inches at the beginning of her turn. That is called Apparition. And normally, during my control phase, I would be able to move everybody 2 inches. But again, I have forgotten it. And like everything else, when you forget it, it doesn't happen. So I will spend the 1 focus on my monitor to run. He's going to run his 8 inches to gain cover from the other building. Because my Warjacks have run, they don't get to do anything else. And Aurora's already activated, so I'm done. I'm going to turn the turn over to you.
Okay, I get my focus. You didn't cast any spells.
I cast no spells.
Something I forgot last time is Nemo actually has Arcane Accumulator, which means anytime you cast a spell, I get a power token, which I can use later on. However, you didn't do that. So first things first, I need to allocate my focus.
I believe Power Accumulator only works in your control area?
Yes, it only works in my control area. So I'm going to, before I allocate my focus, I'm going to check my control area. And it looks like you are going to have stymied me again. However, the nice thing is I'm looking at this, your assassination vector from last time will probably not work quite as easy because you have so much shit to move around to get to me.
Remember, I have flight. I can move directly through the building.
Through things. So
I can't charge because I cannot see you, because I can't draw a line of sight, but I can just walk 7 inches through terrain.
Yeah, so you last time had, I'm going to say, a 14-inch...
Her current assassination vector is 2 inches for her cadre. For Apparition.
Yeah, then 2 inches for her spear, because it's got reach, plus her...
Movement of 7.
Plus she gets to do a full move because of her feet.
Yeah, and so she 14, could, theoretically, 16, 17, if she 18. Is moved out to somewhere where she can see something, she could charge it. So actually a 10-inch move instead of a 7-inch.
Right, so basically you have the board. Basically, I need to not go second this way.
I had wondered about that, but you won the roll, so I was more than happy to go first.
Yeah, but last time the reason why you got to do that was because you got an attack in as well. But I mean the secondary movement.
Yeah, well, I always have to make that hit for the secondary movement. Yeah. Her feat says that when a model in your battle group hits another model, it then gets to make a full advance. Yeah. And in her case, a full advance is 7 inches.
Right. All right. So I think what we need to do is kind of set up a defensive shield here. I think you'll be able to get in your thing again. So I can do a charge. I might actually be able to get to you. I should try this just to see if I can do it. So that would be to... I'll move defender up 3 inches. Then I can... 8. I don't think I'll be able to do it. So it's a 13-inch. Well, I might be able to. The problem is I need to move myself 3 inches this way, right? Because I need to have a clear line to be able to get to you. That's probably 2 inches, actually. If I got to here, my reach would probably make up for it. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, if you're trying to charge him?
Yeah.
Assuming that you can make it to that point, I would say you will probably be in range.
Mm-hmm. I think I gotta try it. So...
Colin's making fun of me for forgetting things again. Saying I should create a list so that I don't forget stuff every time.
Well, that would be...
A good idea.
A good idea, but it also annoys the hell out of everybody else as you're sitting there going, check, check.
It might be worth it, though.
Alright, so if I give him the 5, that gives me... Or I can only give him 4. That gives me the 3 to move him forward. That leaves me wide open without any extra defense, but... Oh, hell, let's see if it works. So we're going to give 4 to him. This will be horrible if it goes wrong, which it entirely well could go. We're going to activate Nemo first, so he's going to use 3 to move. So we need to go this way.
So you're using Energizer, I believe?
Yeah, sorry. He is Nemo is going to... We're going to try doing what I thought I should try last time, but I did not. Locomotion. So that allows me to spend a focus to move a jack an inch.
Mm-hmm. Up to
3 inches. So I've spent 3. So if I get to here, which would be my straight line, hitting the thing. So I should probably just move forward in a relatively straight line. Now every millimeter is going to count in this one, so I'm going to make sure I'm super accurate. Then he's going to charge. So with a charge, explain a charge, George.
So a charge, you spend a focus, and that jack can now make its normal movement plus 3 inches towards its charge target. The charge target has to be in its front arc. It has to have line of sight to it. If it ends its charge within its melee reach of the target, then the charge is successful, and you get to make a damage roll. If the charging model moved more than 3 inches, then that model gets to add an extra die to its charge attack.
And I think you're in luck. I think I fucked this up, as we're apt to do. Sorry, I should not have messed with the model. As we were apt to do, I'm pretty sure I fucked this up. So I have 2 inches.
So here's a reach gauge that'll allow you to tell, because your model has reach.
And you are literally
just out.
About a millimeter out. So
that's not good.
No, it's terrible.
That is bad for the home team.
3 focus of shame, and Nemo is way back bet. Hey,
he won't be giving him any focus this turn because he's already activated, so he won't be able to move up.
He won't be able to move up even to pass focus along. Alright, so the defender has no focus either, so all he can do is move and shoot. There's going to be blocking line of sight on that guy. You're well hidden over on that end. So we are just going to move him to here. And I don't think he can actually shoot anybody. Alright, so unfortunately that was full of huge fuck up.
Would you like the laser to check?
Actually, if we move... So the nice thing about having magnetized...
Pull his arms off.
Oh,
looks like you got it.
You have a line of sight, however, you're going to be at +2. Wow, that was sweet.
+4 because I've got cover.
+4.
because I'm within an inch of an object giving me cover, and at least part of my base is cover.
So the defender's rat of 6, and your defense of...
My base defense is 10, so it goes up to a 14.
So I need to roll an 8 to hit you. That's a hit.
That's absolutely a hit.
So
my armor is 19. You have a defender cannon, which I believe is 15. Yeah.
So dice minus
minus 4.
Which last time, if you'll remember from this exact roll, 2 damage to the 2. You already have a damage on there from last game.
The damage I took last game.
All right, and that is it for my turn.
Yep.
Now the only thing that I did do well is it's going to be hard for you to pull off.
I can't imagine a Nemo assassination is in the cards this turn.
No.
So for myself, the first thing I need to do will be to get my focus back up to 7. 3, 6, 7. And then I'm going to not forget my apparition movements. So first I'm going to back off 2 inches with this guy so that I can have the full distance for a charge.
Oh, and you know what I should have done? Because I charged. So
you charge, so as soon as you fail the charge, your turn ends. You could not have put up Polarity Shield. So this guy is going to move out so that he has his charge lane just in case he's required.
At least you're attacking the defender who...
No, I'm attacking the Centurion.
No, sorry, I mean, that's at least you're attacking the Centurion who... His game is taking a beating.
So... I'm going to have to now give out some focus. And I have to decide who gets it. So I will be able to give 1 focus out. So what I'm going to do, I have to allocate within my control area. My control area is 14, so all of my jack.
Oh, no, 11 on the...
Oh, an 11, okay. So I only need a 5 to hit. I probably didn't need to boost. Yep, I definitely didn't need to boost. So that's a hit. So you're now made stationary.
Mm-hmm.
A stationary model has a defense of 5, is automatically hit in melee, and cannot move or do anything else during its turn when it's stationary. That will disappear at the beginning of your turn, assuming he's still around. I am going to...
You get to do your damage still. You probably should move on from it.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to do something on hit. No. Okay. So I am going to do my damage. The polynomial staff is a POW 12. The Centurion is a base 18 plus 2 for a shield. I believe he's
19
a 20.
plus 2. So
19. 21 base. So that is dice minus what? 9?
No, what did you say?
He's a 21, I'm a 12.
Oh, dang, that is dice minus 9.
Yeah. So unless this comes up roses, no damage. Oh, there we go. That's a 10.
That's a 10. So 1 damage to the 6.
1 damage to the 6.
Okay.
Alrighty. So she is going to camp the rest of her focus. So
probably a good idea, because if all this goes wrong, you have a Centurion in your face.
Yes. Next will be the Assimilator. The Assimilator is going to spend 1 to charge. He's going to give that to the monitor. The Assimilator is going to charge in. He's moving 5 inches, and he has to turn to face.
So are you not going to end up blocking the charge lane from your other guy if he's charging?
If he needs to charge, he can charge over here and then turn to face. So I thought
you needed kind of a clear...
I have to be able to see him, and I have to always move towards him, never moving away from him. You don't have to move directly towards like you do for, say, a slam.
I did not know that.
But a charge, you can just move towards.
So you can move around a building as long as you're...
Well, you can't, it has to be a straight line.
Right.
But you can move past a building, and then, so if there's someone here, and you could somehow see them, you can move past the building and then rotate to face.
Right, as long as you're always facing...
Yeah, you have to end your turn facing the model. So, because I've done my charge attack, You're automatically hit because you're knocked down.
No, I'm on the
Or you're stationary, sorry. You're automatically hit in melee.
No, I did not. Is that part of the stationary effect? Because
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yep, it's part of the stationary effect. It's why Sorcha 1 is so nasty, because she gives stationary to everybody when she feeds. So I have 2 dice for my normal attack, plus 1 for being a weapon master, boosted for the charge. I'm a POW 14 with my saw arm there.
21.
So
Dice minus 7.
dice minus 7. I'll roll this red one because it's likely to get more than 7 on 4 dice.
If anybody's wondering what that whole dice minus thing is, this just makes it easier for us to calculate things so that we're not having to do math in our heads after the fact. So we do the math beforehand, before we roll, so it's a quick resolution. So we know that it's dice minus 7, so we can take that whole thing away. So you've done 5 damage to my 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to spend another focus to buy another hit. I'll only get to roll 3 dice this turn, because I'm not charging. But I am still a weapon master. So another 4 damage to the 2.
Okay.
And I'll buy another weapon master attack. Ooh, lost one.
Oh, wow, you even rolled the same thing. 4, 5, 6, so 3 damage to the
6.
You have knocked out my left arm. That would be his shield.
The shield in his left arm. All right, so his defense has gone, or his armor has gone down now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make a by a charge attack with my monitor, and he has a slower speed. He's a speed 4, so he moves 7 inches with his charge. So he has more than enough range to get to him. So I'm going to have to clear my own guy, which is why the laser is great. So I have to go on the other side of that line to clear my own guy. Fortunately, I am still within reach, I believe. Within, not reach. Within the normal melee. Yep.
Absolutely.
So I'm auto hitting again because you're stationary.
And you did charge, so you get boosted.
Yep, I'm boosted, but unfortunately I don't have any other bonuses.
And this is dice.
This is a POW 17.
POW 17. Now, this is going to be a much tougher hit. So this is
because
and I no longer have my shield, so I'm only 19. So this is dice minus 2. Ouch!
Owie!
And that's going to do a lot. So,
so
14 damage to the 3.
Apparently the MVP is that guy.
Wow, and he's still up in his cortex and his right arm. The two things you really don't want up are still working.
All
the
right.
question is Nemo within his 14 inches?
I believe he is not.
Well, the nice thing about Nemo
is that he can spend focus to get his control range up.
Up
but
my range.
Can you do that during your control?
We're about to find out.
Something I don't actually know off the top of my head.
During your control phase, after this model replenishes focus, but before it allocates, it can spend to increase its
So let's
range.
see how many are removed by trying to get him into range.
So we will start by
your stationary should expire. Oh no, you'll have to shake stationary if you want to shake it.
But stationary still allows me to attack, correct?
Nope, you're stationary.
Oh, I thought that. Sorry, read stationary for me again, because
sure.
I'm under some large misapprehensions as to what stationary does. Stationary, I thought, only affected move, but
Stationary model cannot activate. Straight up.
Okay.
A stationary model does not have a melee range. A stationary model does not engage other models, nor can models engage a stationary model. A model is never in melee with a stationary model. A stationary model cannot advance, make actions, make attacks, cast spells, use anima, use feats, or give orders. A melee attack against a stationary model automatically hits.
Okay.
A stationary model has a base defense of 5.
Okay, now the question is can you shake stationary?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that makes a huge difference.
Even so, if you allocate him 5, you will have to take 1 off of him and not drag him around the table for 4.
Here's the good news. He's actually
within
range. So he's just within Nemo's control range, so I don't need to spend anything. We can give him his full allotment of 5.
And then he'll have to spend 1 to shake his
1 to shake, and then he'll have
4 left.
4 left for some nasty, nasty, nasty attacks. I should be able to scrap at least one of your jacks.
You might even want to try and get that defender in there because it's no slouch at melee.
No, and he's actually got his... he's got that electrical hammer too. So 5, 6, 7. So we'll give him the Nemo power allotment of 5. Give the defender an allotment of 2. We need 1 to shake stationary.
Yep.
Oh, so let's... Nemo is...
No, stationary is during your maintenance phase.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to shake stationary.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have that back. If we activate Nemo first...
How many focuses do you have left on him?
0.
Okay, but he can feat.
But he can feat. Which
and we know he's within the control range, so...
Well, I'm within control range. You're not necessarily. So Nemo might have to move forward his movement and feat.
And the old man does not want to move forward.
No.
Not when there's that flying wench around.
Well, the nice thing is remember that flying wench, in order to get that assassination vector, had to attack.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's nothing within 7 inches for her to attack to give her that secondary movement. She has to hit something to get that secondary 7-inch.
Yes. And it does specify enemy.
Yeah. So he could move forward, looks like about 2 inches, and probably get everybody. 2.5 inches and get everybody. But disruption, I can do that at the end of the turn as well, because disruption, I don't have to activate Nemo now, is what I'm trying to say.
No, but does it just disrupt everybody in his control area, or do they have to be hit?
That is a good question.
Because if they have
enemy
to be
warjacks and warbeasts currently in Nemo's control area suffer a POW 14 electrical damage roll. Warjacks damaged by electrical storms suffer disruption.
Okay, so it's something reliant on any other model.
It's what I can do at the end. So we don't need to activate Nemo yet. Let's see how the big guy does before
he explodes.
So you've actually moved her back, correct?
No.
Interesting, because you look like you're out of the 2 inches, because you had reach.
No, I'm exactly in 2 inches. I put the marker down and then.
So I can't hit you currently because
you can't draw line of sight.
If you get rid of
if you get rid of that jack somehow, then things you could do to get rid of that jack, you could knock it down, because then it is no longer blocking line of sight.
Yep, I could throw it.
You could,
or not throw it, but
you could not throw it because you do not have any open hands.
Yeah.
You could headbutt it.
Mm-hmm.
These are all power attacks.
And that would knock it down?
Yep. Headbutt knocks it down. You can't slam because you won't get the 3
Yeah, but if I do a power attack, that's it. He's done.
No, it gets rid of all his initial attacks.
You
can still purchase attacks.
It's only 1 attack.
Well, it's 2 because you do... Well, you do get to smash with the shield, but you only have 1 die to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not including the shield right now because it's pretty much functionally useless.
Well, not against a human.
So this is a good time, actually, for demonstration purposes mainly. Not because I think that this is going to work, but for demonstration purposes, I am going to try doing a headbutt.
Okay.
Because I think that this is a power attack. You and I never use power attacks. So, and I've still got 4 focus, which means I can technically do a ton of damage to you if I can get this off. I know you're within 2 inches, even if the ruler doesn't say so. We knew that when you attacked me, you were within 2 inches.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend 1 on the headbutt.
So a model making a headbutt power attack smashes its head into a model to drive it to the ground.
Okay.
Attacking model makes a strength melee attack roll against its target. The attack hits. The target is knocked down and suffers a damage roll with a POW equal to the attacker's current strength.
So strength melee?
Yeah, you make a melee attack roll.
So
against the
target. My mat is 6. What is your defense?
My defense is 11 because that's the floating chassis.
Okay, you know what we're going to do, because we want this to work.
Because you're going to boost.
It's a 5. I've got a good chance of rolling it, but we're talking about me.
Now, well, you saw that I boosted on a 5.
The bad part about this is that means I'm only going to get 2 attacks.
You have less attacks against the caster.
Less attacks against the caster, and you're camping 3 focus?
Yeah. Now, you can only ever buy 1 power attack. You can't power attack and then power attack.
So
if you want to do it...
This is my chance. So I'm going to buy the boost to hit. So I need a 5.
Yep.
And I would have made it, but life goes on.
So he gets a knockdown token.
He gets a knockdown token. We have one of those. Knocked down. Ding.
He no longer blocks line of sight, and you get to do a strength damage attack on him.
Okay, so my strength is 12.
His arm is 18,
okay.
So dice minus 6.
Dice minus 6.
This is boostable should you want
I am not going to boost this one, so if you take 4 damage to the 1.
Hey, that thing's better than a defender cannon.
No kidding. Okay, so now I have a clear line to your caster now.
Yep.
We will buy...
We know that we're within reach, so buy an attack.
Buy an attack.
Aurora's base defense is 16.
Okay, so and my mat is 6, so I'm unfortunately
you're gonna have to boost
to hit.
Well, in the world of numbers, you could theoretically do it on 2 dice, but it's not likely at all.
Very unlikely. So I'm gonna boost, and we probably still, to be honest, still not a good chance. So
yeah, it's a 10.
It's a 10 to hit. That's a critical, and unfortunately, this is with his piston spear, which means he has a sustained attack. But I have no more focus.
Oh no.
So with a sustained attack, that means with this critical, I could have been able to hit you as many times as I wanted to without... So that sucks, but life goes on.
Is it only critical as sustained attack?
Yeah, it's critical sustained attack.
Oh.
Alright, so that is done. So this is
damage roll.
This is a POW 18.
I am arm 15, and I'm sitting on 3.
Yep.
So that is straight dice.
So you will... And how many points do you have?
16.
16. So I'm not going to kill you this round, but I'll at least make you think about your life. 10 damage.
10 damage. Owie. I may actually do the thing nobody does. Dump some of my focus into my shields.
So the second question is there any other... So now that I've started this assassination run, the second question is always, is there a way to finish it? So if can the defender somehow get in there?
Well,
he
defender
no longer
now has line of sight.
Yep.
Aurora's on a smaller base.
But you're down. But this guy's down.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would get at that laser. You can check line of sight at any time. So ignoring him for purposes of base, but you have to squeak between those 2 guys.
So I'd have to move. If I moved to here,
it looks like you might be able to get it. Yeah.
I moved to here.
Yeah, because it's glinting off. Oh no.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. I think this is the case where a proxy base would be a good thing to have. Why don't you remove that assimilator?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll put that.
Yeah, fully. You can see he does have line of sight. He does have line of sight.
And this whole thing is brilliant on camera because that's directly behind a building that nobody can see.
Yeah.
So all these exact measurements.
So I have to move. So unfortunately,
let's
see if I can still get line of sight.
You can at least see the caster now.
Without having to move. If I can get line of sight without having to move, it's going to be the big one.
No, it looks like you're going to have to move. Because you're always smacking against that base every time you squeeze over enough to hit her.
Yeah, and unfortunately we just can't see that. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to move.
So you won't get your +2. But you only have 1 shot with that gun, and you've got how many focus?
It's like a 0.5-inch move!
I know. I hate it when that happens.
Alright, so yeah, we're going to have to move him. He's got to do it, though.
Yep.
So
well, he's got to make that.
She's going to get +2 because she's not, or except she's not. Like, I'm not touching a corner of the building, so you're not going to get the building. You're not in melee.
I am.
You are
I'm
in
within.
melee.
I'm within inch.
Yeah,
and I am in melee.
So you're getting a +4.
Yeah. So that puts her up to a defense. Ooh, God, 22. She starts at 16 +4. Oh no, 20. Sorry, I can't because
so
math.
15 says -5. It's still a doable thing.
Yeah.
And to hit you currently, I need a.
I'm a defense 20. You're I want to say a rat 6.
Yeah.
So
you're defense 20.
Well, with the cover. Normally I'm 16.
Jeez. That's a 14.
Do my
hit
wings give me anything bonus?
That's a 14 to hit you, dude.
No, I don't have it. The angels have a bonus from their wings.
I mean, that's just ridiculous, though. A defense 20.
If you want to try and end it this turn, that's what you do. If you want to just hammer the guy who got knocked down and now is defense 5, you might want to just stand where you are and shoot him in the ass.
That's true, because...
Not like you need the standing still bonus at that point, because he's knocked down, he's a defense 5.
Yeah, so, yeah, that might be a better option, because at least that will pummel that dude with a POW 15 boosted attack. It's too bad. It means this assassination is going to fail, and it means you're going to get around to kill me. But, yeah, Alright, you know what? For the sake of argument, let's try to finish the assassination.
Oh, we're going to try the assassination run?
He moves to here.
Okay.
He is going to boost to hit, so I need a 14 to hit you.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a miss.
6 is definitely a miss.
Big time miss. So,
so spent 1 for the boost.
And I think that's it for me. I don't think the defender can do anything else, so he has his focus of shame. Alright, so it's your turn. You do have one dude knocked down.
Alright, so Aurora...
Oh, wait. Sorry, not your turn.
Oh.
Nemo's going to move 3 inches forward. We have not gone with Nemo yet. Nemo's going to move 3 inches forward.
And ride the lightning.
Hold on, before we do that.
Nemo is going to check his control area.
Going to check his control area because it looks like I only need to move like 1 inch and 2 inches forward to get you. Because that guy is within 7 inches, which means that if you do your assassination vector... Alright, so now they're both in there. They both take a POW... So he's feeding?
Yep.
Yay!
So, POW 14 hit against both of the guys.
Electrical damage roll.
So, on the monitor is an 18, dice minus 4.
So, POW 14 damage roll... Sorry, it's dice minus 4?
Yeah, on the monitor.
On the monitor. 5, so he does take damage.
He takes 1 damage,
to the 6.
Into the 6.
So he's taking damage, so he is also...
Disrupted,
which is great.
That's the Assimilator.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Second guy?
The Assimilator is dice minus 3.
Dice minus 3. So he takes 6 damage to the 4, and he is disrupted. And you have a whole bunch of jacks sitting around disrupted.
Unfortunately, our attacks didn't take out any systems.
But they are disrupted.
Yep. And knocked down. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Anybody who doesn't know, disruption means because he is a warjack, or because they are warjacks, disrupted warjacks, with even with or without cortexes, they cannot be allocated focus. They actually lose any that they have on them too, which really sucks for Convergence because that stops them from being able to push shit around.
Yep.
However, it also means that my assassination next round is pretty much going to be nigh impossible because you're going to be camping. If you don't get your assassination in, you're going to be camping 7 focus. But I think you'll be able to get me. I think leap over dude, hit dude. I think you've got the 7 inches from the defender to me.
Really? Well, it's not actually 7 inches. It's the great part. It's 7 plus 2 because she's got reach.
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. You got me. This board is not big enough for me to be able to hide.
So I can't allocate anything to any of them, which means I can't shake the knockdown. So the knockdown is going to require, some nastiness.
Wow, that's really nasty. I have to remember that for every future.
Yep.
Because if I knock down, because most of my jacks can do disruption, so if I knock you down and disrupt you, you stay there.
Pretty much. All right, so it looks like... I'm going to feat this turn. So I'm going to... I've got a fun little feat to go somewhere. So I'm going to... I can't allocate anything. I am going to remember to use my placement.
You do get to teleport everybody around.
Yep.
So that even works with your knockdown dudes.
Yes, and it's a place effect. So I'm going to place myself in your back arc. So I get the bonus to hit.
Wow, that's really powerful.
Yes. It is. And this guy is going to be placed over here. And she is going to be placed up here. We know she's in base to base because we know they were 2 inches away from each other. All right. So she's going to go first. She's going to feat. She is going to feat. She's going to boost to hit you with her stick.
She's attacking the Centurion, who is now a defense 11.
He's always defense 11.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a
that
hit.
Is a palpable hit.
Yep. He's now only a defense 18. He is been made stationary because she hit him with her polynomial staff. Do I want to boost and maybe kill him off? How many hit points does he have left?
The question I was dreading you asking. 3.
3? I'm going to boost. So...
Polynomial staff is a...
POW 12.
So dice minus 6.
So 9 for the kill.
Enough to take him out.
Yep.
So now we remove the jack, and we're going to put a wreck marker in its place.
Pull her out of the way. Grab a wreck marker.
If you don't know what a wreck marker is, it's basically a proxy base, but it tells us that there is a dead dude there, and the dead dude can be used as cover and becomes difficult terrain, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
That only works with jacks, by the way. That doesn't work with everything.
So, since this is her feet turn, she's going to take her normal movement and fly over here. During her normal movement, she's immune to free strikes.
Now, she only gets to do this once, right? Or does she get to do this every time she hits?
Well, no, she gets to do it at the end of her attack.
Got it. So she's going to try to scrap a defender at the same time.
Well, she is going to buy at least one flashing blade and boost to hit so that it also becomes stationary, because anything hit with the polynomial staff is going to become stationary. Don't need that token, I'll just put it over here. Stationary. So I believe the defender is a defense 12 on its chassis.
12, yep.
So I need a 6 to hit. That's a hit.
We'll do it.
So he's stationary. I believe he's an armor 18.
Yes, he is.
Dice minus 6. I'm going to buy an attack, or buy a boost for damage.
So damage.
One damage to the 1. And she's going to sit on the 2.
Understandable. Okay, so now you have
2 jacks.
2 jacks, one that is lying down and has no focus. So we'll have to use his move to stand.
Yep, he is going to use his movement to stand up. Oh, they're both disrupted. They're both moved. So he's going to actually use his action, or his attack to stand up.
Okay.
And he is going to move forward.
You could probably get rid of the proxy base now.
Yeah.
Back in the game.
More than enough distance to get in there. And unfortunately, he doesn't get an attack. Actually, I'm going to keep using that proxy base. He is so annoying. Unfortunately, he doesn't get an attack because he's disrupted.
And Your other guy cannot charge because he's disrupted?
Yep, he is planning on charging. He's just going to turn around and hit you.
Fair enough. Which is good for me because this is not the dude with the Weapon Master that was Weapon Master of Suckitude.
He is, unfortunately, still a dice -1.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 to the 5.
Did you hit?
It's an automatic
you're
hit
right.
because you're
7 to the 5.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that worked out a lot better for me on the feet turn than the last time.
Yes. Well, it's because I wasn't going for the assassination.
You're under the feet, right? So that guy could technically move 7 inches.
Yes. No.
Or move his move.
His move is 4 inches.
Right.
And that doesn't help me in any way.
Right, so that's it for your turn, correct?
That is correct.
So we're going to remove effects. I get my focus back. I only have 1 jack left. The nice thing about Nemo is I can choose the jack I'm giving the 5
Both of our
to.
feet are gone?
Both of our feet are gone. The best part about Nemo 1 is that I can just choose to give 5 focus to a jack. I only have 1 jack.
Let me guess. It's the one that's going to get
I'm probably going to give it to that guy. I'm just saying. It's a thought.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. So, so the defender is actually pretty much at full health.
I didn't scrap any systems.
Did not, has no... So the cool part is I can electrify him. At a cost of 2. So I'm definitely going to give him his 5. Which is awesome. Nemo has 2 left. We're going to activate... So you're sitting on 2 focus. And you're in melee. But you don't get any other bonuses. So the most Nemo could do is hawk a spell at you. So I'm going to have to try to finish this.
Def 20.
Yeah, you're at Def 20. So
you probably got to finish this with the defender.
Yeah.
If you don't kill Aurora this turn, you probably lose because I
so
kill your last jack.
Probably what we'll do is just because Nemo can, he will try to throw a ball lightning. Oh, that's an AoE. I don't necessarily want to do that because that'll hit my defender. And the ball lightning, I believe, has a disruption effect. Yeah, it does. So the last thing I want to do is ball lightning my own dude.
Oh, it'd be awesome. Come on.
So Nemo, all he's going to do is he's going to electrify the defender, which will give the not electrify, sorry. Where is it? Disruption field. So a target-friendly warjack gains +2 strength, and its melee weapons gain disruption. So disruption field.
Are you within range to be able to cast that?
You're absolutely right. So it's a range 6. So Nemo, this is my assassination run. I'm going to lose if I don't. So Nemo's going to have to move forward anyway. So Nemo can move up here. Worst comes to worst, I'm going to die. So disruption field goes on him. That costs 2. Nemo is
whistling out in the open.
I am going to die if this doesn't work, is what he's saying. So, so we're now at +2 strength, so that means that goes towards all my damage, which is great. Yep. Defender turns, and
okay, now here's where I don't be a dick about this. Since your front arc has left my front arc,
I see. So I would probably just leave myself where I was.
Yes.
Sorry,
do not rotate out of my front arc and take a boosted POW 17.
That was just me turning in your face. But yeah, that was me fucking shit up. Thank you for not being a dick about it. So the defender has a mat of 7. Your current defense is
16.
16. So I need 9s to hit you still.
So you're gonna have to buy
that
those
is a
dice.
Ridiculous defense and arm on that chick. I'm not lying to you.
That's why she's out front.
Yeah.
I figure she might be able to take.
So we're gonna buy the hit.
Any other caster, I would not put her in base to base with your jack.
So we're gonna buy the hit. So 3 dice, and I still need a 9 to hit you. Correct?
Yep.
That is not going to do it. This is typical Will. So I'm going to have to buy my second attack, buy the boost. I just need one of these to hit.
That'll do it.
That's a hit.
14.
So this
13.
is a POW, and I'm boosted plus 2 strength right now, so this is an 18.
Yeah, POW 18.
Against a?
15, 16, 17. Dice plus 1.
Dice plus 1, and you have how many hit points left?
6.
Dice plus 1, you have 6. You know what? I'm going to buy the boost, because this should guarantee the win.
So, minimum damage would be 4. I can survive up to a 3. That's not enough.
And we have, so exactly the opposite, however.
Good game.
That was a very good game. I think the power attack thing was kind of what actually won the game. I think the Centurion standing in your way.
It was literally a Centurion road bump.
Yeah, Centurion road bump who... And we've learned a huge thing about putting disruption and a headbutt together is the superpower of the century.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, thank you for joining us for episode 2. As you can see, we've shown 2 completely different scenarios. One where Nemo protected the fuck out of himself, and one where Nemo ran into the open and let you beat on him. So if you're enjoying the series, we will be continuing it. There will be several more episodes. Next episode, we will move on to a full 15-point list.
Yep.
So it'll be the same starting with the battle box. I think I only get with this list. I think I only get like 2 more points. So we're probably going to see somebody like the Squire come out, or something. What kind of thing would you add to your list?
I'm at 16 points. So my kind of options are give Aurora some infantry because she dearly wants infantry, because she has 3 spells on her spell card that do things for infantry and do nothing for jacks. I'm at 16 points, so that means I've got 5 points to add, so that's a min unit of something. Or I could pick up for 3 points the corollary, which helps me run jacks better, and then spend 2 points on some kind of support like the repair guys or something like that.
So we're going to see a huge boost in your
ammunition. So I can either double down on jacks at this point, or I can start dragging a little bit of infantry in. Right. Now, I also do have the ability to bring in those little floating droids. So I could, if we want to, actually do, say, a unit of angels for 3 points. And then a unit of 2 of those little floaty guys that reduce your defense for another 2 points.
Colin actually brought up something. One of the people watching right now. You actually disabled me with your polynomial staff. I was stationary. So we've had to have shaken stationary. And luckily,
but you did have 1 focus left.
I have 1 focus left, so I did fuck that up. Thank you for pointing out. The fuck up, that was perfect. So I would have had to have shaken that, which meant I probably would have only been able to allocate myself to 4 in order to, because I think the electrification made a huge difference in my output.
Yeah.
So I probably still would have just shaken that first. But that was a perfect example of fucking shit up. You'll notice this kind of stuff even happens in tournaments where people forget stuff, don't notice things. But anyway, that was perfect. Thank you for pointing that out, Colin. So I've got 3 points left in my list. You're gonna be able to add angels, which is gonna make a huge difference.
Angels are 3 points, so
and I know that's probably what he's going to do. So I probably should tech for it 8 a little bit.
Yeah, my sort of gut feeling right now is a set of angels for 3 points, and then either repair guys to double down on repair with the jacks, or the reduce your defense, because I don't have that high a mat with this, or a rat with this girl, and I have 2 ranged jacks.
Right, and whereas I have 3 points, I've got a couple of interesting options here. I could actually add Stormsmiths.
You could add Gorman.
I could add Gorman. Now, Gorman is a great idea, but with Stormsmiths, I could effectively really...
Yeah, you have 3 points.
3 points, that's 3 Stormsmiths. That would allow me to triangulate, which would allow me to disrupt.
Yeah, and that means that I have to use the angels to hunter-killer those. Which basically creates the same game, except we have an extra move where I chase a Stormsmith around the table.
Yeah. Now, the interesting part about the Stormsmiths is I'd still have to deploy them. Because that's true. I'd have to create a triangle. So I'd almost have to, what I'd have to do in that case is drag you in. So that's one option. Or then I have the best part about, of course, Cygnar is that I have a million mercenaries and a million solos to choose from. So we could bring in something like we could bring in a gun mage captain adept and just have somebody
what's a min unit of gun mages worth?
Oh,
are they 6?
I don't know if I could do a unit. No, there's no units. The first unit that's low is the Black 13th, which is 4.
They're 4, okay.
So, but I mean, there's options there. There's definitely some options, and I'm probably going to need to tech a bit because I know that those angels are going to make a huge difference.
They're also speed 7, and they give my caster flank, which is an additional die. So suddenly she's a threat to Warjacks.
Anyway, folks, so be prepared for next week as we add on new stuff, and you watch George kill me in my face several times, and we try to disrupt him as much as I possibly can. I am Miffed Gorax.
And I'm Semiautomagic.
We'll see you next